Wait, hold on. Start. Oh, you're just testing shit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, wait, hold on. Going back and listening to Beastie Boys' first rap album. Whew. It's so good. Well, it's like, oh my god. I remember listening to this in high school and just like blown away. And it still has that impact. 30 years later. I went to high school when I was 10. We're off, motherfuckers. Here we are. It's fucking the monologue with Hadles. I'm supposed to stare at the camera. I'm used to like acting. You don't stare at the camera. But then when you're rehearsing and you're performing, you stare at the fucking camera, right? It's a different entity, if you will. Anyways, I don't know about you guys. It's 2026. I don't even know what the fuck that means. It's a number. Some people look at it as a number. Some people look at it as like, this is the end of the world. The Mayans got it all wrong. They were fucking way off. That's like fucking, what did they say, 1212? 2012. 2012, the world is going to end according to the Mayans. Well, we proved them wrong, didn't we? But, however, I think it's on its way down. On its way down, societally. It's on its way down, so the Mayans, maybe just the Mayans died. But maybe that's what the Mayan calendar was. Like, when the Mayan calendar, they're like, everyone's going to die, the world's going to end, and all the Mayans died on 2012. Nah, I don't know. I think they died long before that. But, 2026, what is it? What is it to you? What is it to me? Everyone perceives these years and they have these New Year's resolutions and they're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I've done more than I could even fathom. 10 years ago, I'm like, I would not imagine, not even imagine and fathom where I'm at today. And yet still, aesthetically, I've given up on everything. Just look. You're like, who is this guy? And if you're catching me and you're a childhood friend, you're like, who is this creep? Well, I'll tell you who I am. I'm fucking Hadles. This is the monologue with Hadles. This is I forgot the name of my own show, but it's a monologue of some sort. And welcome aboard. Oh, happy hour. That's what it's called. Fuck off. Edit it. No, keep it. But it's June, and I'm like, this is weird. June is Pride Month. What's that? You know what that is. Don't fucking lie to me. You all know what Pride Month is, but you're like, oh, Pride. It's such a vague term. No, it just means gay. But it's like, well, it's just gay? It's just a gay month? It's like, that's cool. No, it's like everything under the sun gay, because the gay spectrum of homosexuality keeps expanding. And they keep like adding variables to the gay arena, right? They should have their own Olympics, the gay Olympics, actually, now that I think of it. Like the Special Olympics, but nah, that's not right. But it's kind of special, though. They treat it very special. They have parades and all kinds of shit. And these metropolises, especially like San Francisco, you know, they paint the town pink. Get it? And so, like, I got thinking. I'm like, oh, it's Pride Month. I remember when I was a child, my dad would be like, my birthday's in February. Why do they got to make my birthday during Black History Month? I'm like, that's kind of cool, though. You know, my birthday's in Pride Month, right? And if you're like a religious freak, you're like, oh no, Pride, that's a sin. It's like, well, that makes sense, you know? It is the polar opposite. It is the antonym to humility, right? Right? Pride coincides with an ego, right? What's the opposite of that? Well, the absence of an ego, which is humility, right? So it's weird to have a celebration of the exacerbation of pride, which is hedonism. So I'm reading this book, and I'm talking to my buddy about it, and I still don't fucking remember the title of it to save my fucking life. But it's about the 60s, and it's about culture, and they're delving into how basically pride and the gay movement in Western culture has entered our world, entered society, not just like ideologically, but through governmental powers and through the curriculum of implementing it politically and executively and going through all the branches of government. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. So like there was actually like steps as to how it occurred. It's not like it just, because you walk into these places, these public places nowadays, you walk into a coffee shop and you're like, wow, Phil's coffee, Phil's gay? I didn't know that. What the fuck? And it was just a rainbow flag. You're like, all right, I'm cool with it. And then there's like multiple flags. There's variations of the flag, right? It's very odd. I'm like, what does this one mean? Well, that one's the trans one. I'm like, oh, they got their own flag. So it's like teams. They're creating like a league. So maybe they should, going back to that, yeah, they should have their own Olympics, right? They could have leagues and divisions. I'm really delving into it, right? And I'm researching it. I'm reading this book about the 60s. And it got me thinking that this fucking thing, this cloth hanging, it's not just a flag. But people say it is. People say it's a flag, and I call bullshit. Because it's never just a flag. The story doesn't start with just like a colorful piece of cloth. And where it really starts, according to the book that I was reading, it starts in 1969, and you guys could attest to this, leave it in the comments, email me later. In 1969, it started at this bar called Stonewall Inn. And it's just this seedy New York gay bar, right? Which actually sounds kind of fun. And it's, drag queens, hustlers, degenerates. Am I not wrong? Am I right or what? That sounds fun. A police raid occurs. It turns into a riot. The riot somehow turns into like this sacred myth. And then the myth becomes a movement. This is how it always happens. And then the movement becomes this political racket of some sort. And then the racket turns into this full-blown corporate government woke institution. So it's like, okay, so like everything's being institutionalized. Ideologies are being institutionalized. And we're being captured by the ideology. Right? And then we become the ideology. So the corporate government captures the woke institutions, and then now they demand your obedience, your tax dollars, and then they start to indoctrinate the children's minds, right? And it goes as far down, it trickles down, right? It's like a boss of a company who's an asshole and trickles down to the peasant, right? Same concept, but with a really kind of like with a really radical idea, right? So, but look, not every cause starts evil. Some causes, you're like, oh, all right, I like that, right? Like Black Lives Matter? Sure. Black Lives Matter so much to where they got to loot and burn down all my favorite establishments? Not that. They don't matter that much. Nah. Black coffee? Good. But, it doesn't, they don't always start evil. Some begin with real gripes, actual unfair treatment, right? And real lack of justice, right? But let's be honest. Movements don't stay pure. They never stay pure. They metastasize, and they consume the power, the money, and status, and they invest new victim classes, new sins, and new heresies. And what started as leave us alone, right, at the bar. Leave us the fuck alone. We're going to do what the fuck we want to do, Became like, okay, leave us alone. Now you're attacking us. Okay, now, actually, now we could create a movement. And you guys could come celebrate with us. Celebrate with us. Affirm us. Bake us a fucking cake. Use our pronouns. Share locker rooms, or at least let us use yours. The peephole, peeping toms, and then put it in your fucking child's curriculum, right? And if you disagree with what they think and what they are pushing as an ideology and what they are pursuing as a curriculum, then you're the bigot. which is weird because people use that word like, oh, bigot means racist. It's like, now they're two separate words for a reason. Oh, but they're synonymous. It's like, you're a bigot. I got a bigot. Who does? But it's like they call you a bigot for going against the grain of what kind of was like, okay, the precursor to this was weird. It's like, yeah, and you're a bigot for kind of like not disagreeing with it, but questioning it, challenging it a little bit. But you're a bigot for doing it. And it's gotten so big where the government shoves it down your throat. Corporations paint logos and rainbows for a month, but just a month. It's weird. It's like just not a day. Like the indigenous day. A day. And they pleasantly placed it right on Columbus Day. Isn't that funny? Pride, whole fucking month. Black History Month, whole month. A short month, unless it's leap year, which is still fucking short. But all these corporations, they push it down your throat. I'm going into a coffee shop, there's rainbows. I'm like, that's fine, it's actually beautiful. But I don't really, when I look at a rainbow flag, I don't think gay, because it was never gay before 1969. It was never gay when I was a kid. It was never LGBTQ plus squared divided by before I was a kid. You know, it was none of that shit. But now it's been gradually implemented into this huge, extravagant thing that's posted everywhere. I'm surprised they don't change the traffic lights to rainbow colors. I guess they kind of already are. That was retarded, right? Red, yellow, green. Yeah, that was retarded. And so, a whole month, you guys got it. And it's a really nice month. Did I say Jew? I meant June. June's a really nice month. And they got that whole month. I'm not to get personal. It is my month too. I'm born June 13th. But June 13th, 1985, there was no rainbow flags. You'd have to like go on a scavenger hunt to find it. And scavenger hunts are pretty gay, so that makes sense. And so schools indoctrinate kids with it. Politicians trip over themselves to endorse it. And we get this entire months of parades. I actually don't know how many there are, but I know that I think San Francisco's year round. I don't know. I think they have a gay parade like every week in San Francisco. But they're full of like leather daddies and half naked Hadles and twinks and dudes in dresses shaking their fucking sweet hairy asses, which, you know, I do that too. But they do it in front of like kids and stuff. That's weird. I got a kid, but I don't shake my ass in front of her. Although she watches me poop sometimes, now that I think of it. But it's good for her to learn these bodily functions early anyways. They add these new flags. They keep morphing into something. And eventually it's just going to morph into like the United States flag in rainbow colors, right? We're just going to have a rainbow United States flag and we're just going to be forced to embrace it probably. Because it just keeps morphing ever so subtly. Like I see this one in the neighborhood sometimes, it's kind of trying to be the original rainbow flag, but it's like, no, I'm my own thing. I got like a triangle on the side and a circle, but it looks very cultish. Almost like Tom Cruise designed it or something. It's very weird. It's got like a Scientology kind of a vibe to it. So they keep adding these new flags, and then flags for new flags, and it keeps building. And the progress of the pride flag is basically like a fucking ransom note now. Just like spewed out by the community of these really like extravagant, mentally ill, eccentric people, eccentric activists. And at some point, a civil rights movement becomes an aggressive expansionist ideology, right? But equality is simple, right? If that's what you're searching for, it's counterintuitive what they're doing. Because if you push ideologies on people, it actually creates more division, right? But equality is simple. It's like same rules for everyone, period. When you play baseball, when you play a sport, they don't change the rules like this team, when they shoot a shot, it's 5 points. This one is 1. It doesn't work that way. It's like complete equality. It is based on merit, right? It's simple. But this is a cult of identity. that needs constant validation. There we go. Validation coincides with what? Ego, which is the lack of what? Humility. Okay? So there's all these new symbols, public rituals, ritual humiliation for anyone who won't actually bow down to what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And at this point, I don't even fucking know. Do you? I don't fucking know anymore. All I know is that, like, everywhere I'm going, it still tastes the same. It still feels great. It's just like there's a bunch of colorful flags, and I'm like, they don't necessarily make me feel bad. But when you're in the institutions and you're in these places where they're actually educationally trying to indoctrinate you, that's a little weird. But if I'm just at a coffee shop and they're like, here's a really colorful flag. Do you like your coffee black or with cream? I could care less, you know? But yeah, those who don't kneel, right? So and that's what the flag really is. It's not about inclusion. Every flag basically draws a line. Every flag says us versus them. And when what flags do, and this is the main thing, I think, is what flags do, is it creates a tribe, right? Right now the World Cup's going on too. So like everyone feels like they belong to whatever team their ancestors are from, right? Especially in America, where we're like third generation, second generation, a lot of us. We gravitate towards the team where our ancestors are from, mainly because America sucks at soccer, but they look kind of good actually this year. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But like flags create a tribe. They create a visual tribe. And we are attracted to this tribe. We have a lot of pride to this tribe, and that's exactly what Pride Month is. You have a pride for this identity, this thing that is not even organic. It's been created out, and it's been kind of built up in a vacuum based on this revolt in a gay bar in New York. So once you're the tribe, and you're thinking, the thinking for yourself becomes dangerous at that point, because now you have the tribal thinking. Question the dogma, and you're excommunicated. Doubt the latest trans kid craze, and they call you a fucking Nazi. I don't like how they use that term so loosely. It's kind of crazy. And by they, I mean they, them. No, I just mean they. I meant the actual part. Just like the generalization of people. So the flag starts doing the thinking thing for you. You're no longer even thinking autonomously for yourself, because the flag is subliminally subliminally formulating and generating and articulating your ideologies. So it's doing the thinking for you. Just a vision of something is doing the thinking for you. People say like, well, Jesus does the same thing. It's like, yeah, that guy fucking ruled. Like, you look at a picture of Jesus, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to be like that. No one's gonna be like, yeah, don't be like that guy. He's a dick. Because I guess he had one moment where he was a dick, right, in the temple. But even that was kind of cool. But that's, you get what I'm saying. Like a vision of something is actually like you're like a puppet to that vision. And if you disagree with it, you're a Nazi. That's crazy. So the flag starts doing the thinking for you. And the pride, what it once was, the purpose was to create a liberty for this cohort of population. And it's no longer about that. The pride of what it was originally about isn't about liberty anymore, which was kind of nice. That was nice in the 60s, in the 80s, and even in the 70s. But it's not about that anymore. It's about group loyalty, public submission, and punishing outsiders. Now we've confused flying the right banner with being a good person. Right? Because you could be a good person, and it's like, oh, but you have the wrong flag. So that creates division in teams. There's the tribalness aspect, right? And we've confused corporate rainbow pandering with compassion. It's like, oh, if you don't agree with these guys, that means you're a bigot and you lack empathy. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that's not fair. I'm pretty empathetic. And rainbow conformity with courage, right? And you know what the funny part is like, every tribe thinks it's the one fighting for. Every tribe thinks it's the one fighting tribalism. They're fighting against it. Then they kind of actually, ironically, become it. Every cult believes it's liberating humanity from cults. Every ideologue is convinced their movement is the noble exception. But history, as we all know, is a slaughterhouse of people who fell for just that, notion. And I don't hate people for being flawed, because I'm the most flawed fucking person on the earth, man. I mean, look at me. Look. But I don't trust humans in packs. Although I think certain packs belong, like families and whatnot. Those, there's healthy packs. But humans in large, ideologically captured packs, I don't trust those ones. Because we're wired for belonging more than truth. We should be in packs where there's intellectual challenge and conversation, right? But that's not happening in these packs. The other thing is we love sacred symbols, the symbols are even more empowering because they make us feel righteous while outsourcing our brains to the group. And that's why ideological flags make me extremely suspicious. It's not because of the fabric. They're beautiful flags, right? If I lived in a bachelor pad and there was a rainbow flag, and it didn't have this like subliminal, like it have this weird tribal, strong ideological stance behind it. It was simply just a beautiful colorful flag. I'd have it in my room, right? I'd have it as my bed sheets, and I would nut on them, and that would make me gay without even knowing it. I would put a hole in my mattress, okay, with a drill gun, not my penis. I would set it up for my penis. I wouldn't create the hole with my penis, anyways. But yeah, I would totally support it, gay or not. It's a beautiful fucking piece of fabric. But because I know exactly what they're inviting. So just stop fucking thinking so much and start belonging. Hand over your individuality, because it's no longer individualistic. You think it's so unique, but it's actually this. I understand the communal purpose of belonging to a identity and an ideology, and people make the same argument with like church and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you go to this place and they all think the same thing, and then it strengthens us because we're all there. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but this one isn't based on. It's not based. It's just based on a revolt against the New York police in 1969. It is kind of weird how it landed on 69, because it's like I'm just imagining gay people 69ing, and it's like, that's weird. It's like both of them are getting stabbed in the face, which is what the cops wanted to do them when they were like busted into that bar. They were like, leave us alone. Stop spanking me in the ass, in my chaps, my assless chaps. But just hand over your individuality, man. It's like, it's getting exhausting. Just join the collective. Be yourself. But enough with the cultish nonsense. Like, we all know where the road usually ends. And it ends right here. Go fuck yourself. I got a couple calls. I'll be right back right after these messages. Hit it. Anyways, all right, we're back, motherfuckers. I'm keeping the glasses on unless you want to see how fucking putrid I actually look. Trying trying another segment tonight. We got a couple emails today, and I'm just gonna go over a couple emails from some of our miscellaneous fans here at the Happy Hour with Hadles. I'd like to thank Half Baked Studios for having us. I'd like to thank the band who forgot to tune their instruments. I think they forgot to turn them on because I didn't hear anything, rather. Yeah, we got a couple emails. We'll go over a couple emails. First email, this is from Thomas Johnson. Thomas Johnson. It's got two. Is Johnson a first name too? It's got two first names. Can you have Johnson as a first name? I've never. Yeah, it sounds like two first names. Anyways, he says, "Hey guys, long-time listener. I've got something on my chest. Can we stop telling kids to follow their passion?" What? That's got to be the worst career advice ever invented. Career advice, huh? Passion doesn't pay the mortgage. Competence does. Oh, he's like answering his own questions. This is weird. Nobody dreams of being an accountant until they become really good at it and start making six figures, which is nothing now. It seems like passion comes after mastery, not before it. Why are we, here's the question, even though you answered all your questions, fucking Thomas Johnson, why are you emailing me your questions and answering your own questions? Why are we setting people up to think work is supposed to feel like a Disney movie? Is this a riddle? I don't get it. You answered all your questions. Next email. I love the show. Here's my issue. Why does every hobby have to become a business? This is like the same person. This is fucking mom or sister. I tell someone I like woodworking, and the first thing they say is, "You should sell those." Oh, I get where she's coming from. No, I don't want an Etsy store. I don't want to optimize my SEO. I don't want to become a content creator. I just want to build a bookshelf in peace. Why can't a hobby just be a hobby? So this is Miss Luz. Happy Pride Month, Miss Luz. You sound gay as fuck. You're building fucking shelves and shit around the house. You must be the man of the house. That's cool. Congratulations. You're building you're just building bookshelves and all kinds of shit that people could utilize. I mean, people must be really appreciative of your work around the house. And then you got the outside people like family members and like distant family, and then probably like people on social media and stuff like that telling you, "Oh, you're so good. You should turn that into a active income, right?" And you're like, "Why the fuck would I want to do that, right? I got a job." Maybe you don't. But if you don't have a job, then definitely, yeah, you should do the job. Then I don't know if that would like eliminate the pleasure that it gives you, because now you're just doing it passionately and you're just doing it out of like pure love for this thing. And if it becomes a job, then you're gonna feel the obligation to earn and maybe even file taxes, and that sucks. Do we got another email? Nah, I'm good. All right, have a good fucking night. Happy Pride Month. Beautiful flag. Enjoy the rest of your Pride Month. I'm Hadles. This is Happy Hour with Hadles here at Half Baked Kids Studios, a part affiliated with 3 Opinions at the Bar. Don't forget to stop in and say hello at the bar. 3 Opinions. Have a good night. Ciao.